So, good morning. My name is Bob Hanson. I'm an executive with a background in sales and operations management. My last career, I managed the Western region for a company which included 25 branches, 250 employees, and a $400 million sales budget. What I really am by trade is a salesperson. I've done a lot of sales management, and so I've been asked to put together this presentation as we go out and do the BDC calls. These are the outbound calls, and I'm going to talk about what we do, why we do it, and why we should get excited about it. Go that way. So what we do here at ProNet is we build relationships. We build relationships with employers. We are looking for specific jobs that are available, but this is a long-term deal. We're going to build relationships so that the employers bring jobs in for us, and they bring jobs in for the people that come behind us back into ProNet. So you have to remember, this isn't just, the outbound BDC calls aren't just about finding leads. The outbound BDC calls are really about building relationships with the employer base out here in the Reno metropolitan area. And we're looking at long-term relationships. And so with that, we want to build rapport. We want to have some sense of interactive communication with the employers. Because we move on, we roll through this place, what we do is we have a place in the system where we can put in notes, and it's important to go back and read the previous notes so that you're up to speed when you're talking to the employer and you can instantly start building rapport over what is going on with them today. We do ask about specific opportunities, and we want to grab those when we can. And again, there's a place in the BD system where we can put those in. You'll see that later this morning. And then we always want to make sure, no matter what the outcome of the phone call, is that we build the brand of ProNet. We get the employers coming back to ProNet in between the times we call them. So we always want to lead them back to the pronetreno.com resource and then get them to the employers tab, and we'll talk more about that. So in terms of the outbound calls, you know, I have yet to meet a salesperson that enjoys making cold calls. And these are not cold calls, these are warm calls. These are people we already have relationships with. But outbound calls are typically and traditionally difficult for people to do, including professional sales reps. I have known a lot of sales reps that have been okay with it and comfortable with it and didn't mind it, and I am one of them. And we'll talk about what we go through there. So understanding that not everybody here is a salesperson, we have engineers, we have archaeologists, we have architects, then I'm going to give you a little bit of information that will make it easier out there for you to do this. So it really is all about delivery, and we're talking about a phone call here. We've learned in the core class that in terms of the message we're delivering, only 7% comes from the words. 38% comes from the tonality, that is the way we deliver it and how we sound, and 55% comes from the physiology. If we take out the physiology, because the physiology is the body language, essentially stage presence if you're doing public speaking, if we take that out, you'll see, and we redo the math, if we take out the physiology, redo the math, you'll see that the words become 15%, but the tonality, which is the delivery, becomes 85%, which is the majority of it. And that's what I'm going to talk about and why we should be getting there. So the first thing I want to talk about is being unemployed. You know, I have dealt with many sales reps, including myself, who have been in a sales slump. Coaches deal with athletes in a sales slump, and here we are unemployed, and the little voice can easily go through your head, as it has mine. I am now unemployed, therefore there is something wrong. And the fact of the matter is, as we sit here unemployed, we are some of the most highly valued people in our economy. I have a degree in business management. I have a fascination with economics, especially regional economies. So unemployment is actually vital to the U.S. economy. We could have not grown and progressed and gotten to where we are today without unemployed people. It is vital. In fact, our immigration policy is in part based on having people who are unemployed. Keep in mind that unemployment is only 7%, which means simultaneously that employment is 93%. So there are jobs out there. Right now we're in the 7% here in Nevada, and we are very valuable. So for instance, as an example, Tesla's moving to town. Well, Tesla moves to town because we are here. We are professionals that are ready to go. We are trained professionals. We are highly skilled professionals. We are experienced professionals. Tesla wouldn't move here if this labor base, the professional labor base, wasn't available. It is necessary to have people like us available to go to work to bring people in. And in fact, EDON, Western Nevada's or Northern Nevada's economic development agency sells Northern Nevada on the fact that there are available professionals who are technically unemployed, but they're here and can do it. So you have high value. Here at ProNet, we have qualified professionals available to drive innovation and progress. Just think about it. If we weren't here to jump in on the next big idea, what would happen to the next big idea? It would go nowhere. We would have no Microsoft. We would have no Google. Tesla wouldn't be coming to town. The only thing that drives the innovation and progress is A, the good idea, and B, the people that are available and qualified to do it, and that's what ProNet offers. We also bring in fresh ideas from other industries. We have fresh energy, we're ready to go, and we have a fresh sense of motivation to get things done. And we are also experienced and available. So you're in a real good position, you're strong players and important to our economy. ProNet, on the other hand, or is simultaneously, ProNet is also, as far as I'm concerned, the #1 brand for employment agencies. We've all been out there and seen them, the ladders, Teleo that a lot of people use through ATS, what is some Monster, some of the recruiters out there. And compared to our side of seeing it, you can see that ProNet is far more valuable, not just for the employees and the candidates available, but for the employers as well, for a number of reasons. ProNet works with you to build a relationship to assist you in your business. So that's what we're doing with these phone calls. We have a relationship with people. Obviously, Monster, the ladders, those online systems, they're not building any kind of relationship at all. You're talking to a human being, not just filling out long forms on a computer. And we're a nonprofit. We're not out to make a buck. I can assure you that the board of directors of places like the recruiting agencies, Monster, the ladders, the others that are out there, the first thing they're thinking about is turning a profit, not about getting us employed or about getting the employer the right candidate. Here at ProNet, we are only interested in getting the employer the right candidate. So when you're going to make the calls out there, not everybody is going to see that. They're going to see the ones that are better branded, bigger marketed, bigger marketing budgets, and they're going to be out there in front of the employers. So not everybody is going to be ready for ProNet, but clearly in 1980, not everybody was ready for Microsoft and personal computers either. So don't take rejection personally. People just have yet to see our potential. And we are currently working on building a bigger and better brand for ProNet. I wish I had just $1 of stock in Microsoft back in 1980, as I think employers will see the value in ProNet come today. We have a script out there, and the script has been recently rewritten, and thanks to the authors, they've done a fabulous job, and it is a script. First of all, again, when you get into the system out there, you want to read the past notes so that you can weave in what we've done already, the rapport we have already, into your conversation, show familiarity. But again, not everybody is comfortable with ad-libbing sales or even reading a script. So do what is most comfortable for you. That's going to be the important part, is bringing yourself through on the phone in terms of tonality and not just the words. Be yourself. You could read the script that is out there in the little plexi stands we have out there in a natural tone and pace. Just pick it up and start reading it and go through it that way. It has some very, very good elements in it. You can do what I do with it, which is to scan it and pick out the important highlights and present those in your natural style, sort of ad-libbing along the way, or you could just simply be extemporaneous, but we do want to make sure we cover some key points, and we provided you with a sort of a secondary script to do just that. And employers, like anybody else, are going to relate more to you as a human being than your words. So just relax and be yourself. That's where we're going to make the biggest impact. And you always want to be empathetic with folks and listen. People like to be heard, they like to know they've been understood, and that gives you the opportunity to communicate with them within their framework and not just what we have to offer. So here is the script. What is the message? Again, the authors have done a very good job with it. What I've done is simply gone through it and highlighted what I saw were the key PowerPoints, and this is what I do myself as I just go down it and look at these key points here. If we have a yes, we've got to, of course, collect some information. But I will make sure I cover the key points, but I'll do it in my own words and vernacular. And if I've been listening and been empathetic, I can use some of the employer's words and vernacular in that. So you can read the script as is, or you can go through it and pick out the key points. What I did was I literally took those key points that our authors put in there and cut and pasted them into a bullet point script. So what I was doing before with the full script, I have made now easier for me, and this also is out on the little plexi stands out there. So we have key points for the opening that you want to cover, and these are points we do want to cover. We think they're important here at ProNet, and again, they're relationship building tools. Probing, which is asking questions about what kind of opportunities are out there or are coming up. And then closing, again, we always want to get people to ProNet Reno and the Employers tab. One thing we've decided to do is to not leave a message. If you get a voice message system, we want to just simply hang up, not leave a message. That's because we're trying to build relationships, and you cannot build relationships with just leaving a message. So we don't do that. Messages also create a situation where people call back on the message and they get Tina or Dave or Peter, and they don't know what the call is about and they don't know how to sort it out. And then again, at the bottom of that, the bullet point script, you will find some talking points for those of you that get into a more relaxed conversation with somebody and they can start going through the points. So one more time, we're building relationships. You want to make sure that people are familiar with and are using pronetreno.com and the Employers tab. The nice thing about ProNet is it's easy for the employer. It's real quick. We have the mini bios out there online. They can get through them quickly. We will quickly get the resumes out to them. It's the first thing on our list when we get out there on the phones for BDC. ProNet is non-filtered, no belligerent ATS. We've all learned in the core classes what ATS is. It stands for Automatic Tracking System, but really what it is it's a way of weeding people out. And it's belligerent. It's going to, if it weeds out 80% of the potential employees, it's going to also weed out 80% of the most qualified candidates. We don't do that here. We provide you with resumes directly. We put you in contact with people. We have you folks here, the employees, the candidates, building relationships one-on-one. So we have no filtered, belligerent ATS. Current resumes available quickly. We will do that. We're a nonprofit. It's free, absolutely free. And that may actually work against us. People think free doesn't have value. In fact, in this case, it's the highest value and it's free because it's funded by tax dollars. The money comes from the federal government, so the employers are, in a sense, have already paid for it. They might as well use it and get their money back. We have high qualified, motivated professionals right now. And a very important thing for the employer is that they retain control over the candidate selection process. And this is a real key element for them. They lose control over that when they turn it over to Recruiter or Monster or the Ladders or even Teleo within their own systems. So when you get out there on the phone, the big thing is people are people, and people just want to talk to people. So just relax. Find the system that works best for you, whether it's reading the script naturally or going through the bullet points in your own words, but just relaxed. The target market we're going to are friendly employers that can spot high value when they see it. That's who we really want anyway, and those are the folks that will talk to you. Everybody has found this. People who are really interested and open enough to allow us to offer our services are really the people we want to work for anyway. So just relax and have fun. And then lastly, I will leave you with an old adage. When in the woods and you and your buddy are attacked by a bear, you do not need to outrun the bear. You simply need to outrun your buddy. And in this sense, we've been in training, you've been through the core class, and we are better fit than all of the other people out there. I mean, you're the group that showed up, suited up, showed up, and came here. Took the classes and learned. You're in far better shape. You're ready for the employment Olympics right now. So we're better fit. We can outrun the others out there. So let's get out there, build those relationships, drive the opportunities to ProNet, and start running. And again, thank you very much. My name is Bob Hanson, and good luck out there.